Hi, this is Lisa Guthrie, and I am broadcasting at 10507 Aurora Avenue North, Seattle, Washington, 98133, where I've been terrorized. Did a little bit of broadcasting earlier with sort of a covert, without much introduction. You can expect those. When I see bloods, clear bloods, or whomever they might be using, trying to pull something, I will be broadcasting them from now on. And it's not my problem. And I saw two women at the bus stop. There were one looked, she's fat, she's very ugly, but I sensed this aggressive feeling. And I think they were playing mental hospital behind me. And then there was another, I don't know what she was, perhaps Indian. And then there was a creepy, weird, tall, white guy. The one in black, she was fat, and she was Hispanic, I believe. She was pale, but I think she was Hispanic, and then the other one was other, and in pink and thinner, and then there was a creepy weirdo he was carrying like a sort of this modern attache case version that usually entails, it's sort of softer sided these days to be able to carry the laptop. And I think the fat one, she may belong to a group up here that I've had trouble with, or she's given me trouble before. And sometimes it's been around the time when I've had groceries. She looks fatter, but she looks like a woman who was bothering me a couple months ago when I had my groceries. It's just a chest attack. And at Roosevelt Safeway, and somebody just took chest, and it's somebody listening that's either through ESP or hacking, and she is listening or hacking. Might be hacking, but anyway, I was at Roosevelt Safeway, probably out before 4:50, I'm thinking, because I caught two buses fairly well. And when I was shopping there were 2 or 3 pretty aggressive black males. No, I'm not picking on color, because there's always a white meth head involved with black Nazis, or a white heroin addict, or someone just out of their mind who thinks that someone's prejudiced, and oh yeah, so they'll join a gang and kill these people, saying, oh yeah, they didn't like chocolate. I don't know. That's the kind of thing I hear all the time. Excuse me, I see someone in water or hurt them. Gotta get them out. Saying our Father. It's a big day of chakra stealing. By the way, I will talk about paranormal, and I will talk about gangs. And I had to carry 12 liters of water home because my water's been poisoned with semen and acid, and it bleached my hands. It's people making meth. It's the bloods, and my hands are mottled, as you can see. I don't have Bataglio. And so anyway, I've been scratched with glass because I won't be a prostitute. The gang members have also, it's all gang members in America and zombies. I woke up 13 years ago and there were zombies. And I just saw a horizontal EN energy. And I've got to clean my apartment. We've had some inspections, and it's ironic if you think about it, because I keep talking about it. But even in the midst of zombie town and zombie state that's spread out and dragged everyone else down, you still have to adhere to rules of society and civilization. And, you still got to keep your apartment clean. There's hardly anything in my apartment, as you can see. And usually I have a stick in front of my door. There's nobody else in here, by the way. So if you hear anybody, I'll tell you where the sound's coming from. A lot of the time it comes from an empty storage room. And listening to some weirdos, and there's also someone in an airplane. I can hear them. Now, when I woke up 13 years ago, everybody was using ESP, and everybody had access to my brain. Believe it or not, it was like a horror nightmare in hell. But the thing is, what they purposely sought to do is destroy my favorites as well, such as people in history, and they sought to destroy people that were English, Scottish, Irish, and Welsh, and biblical people. Oh gosh, Russians and Ukrainians, Greek people and other Semites. And there's a lot of racism in America, and these zombies seem to be guided to absolutely destroy my favorites that I've mentioned. And a lot of racism, like, oh, those two women, they said there's only chocolate. Those two zombie, or there's only minority. So it's fat. Woman in scrubs. I felt like she was going to make a move toward me. She was going to play girlfriend. She had ponytail and she had pale skin. Somebody just took head, and a bum is playing Aubrey. That's one of the Blood's words for something. Aubrey. Like, they'll call everything Aubrey. They like calling everything and everyone by this one name all the time, like A through Z names. And then they'll have spirits play. Unfortunately, the zombies got a hold of the invisible, and it was visible to them. So the people that were dead and also other beings had no protection against these zombies, and the zombies have literally raced through them like wildfire, destroying everything they could, including people in history. They're not good anymore. In fact, I'm constantly attacked by people they have grabbed, or other beings. And one of their favorite things, like, they'll take one white trash, or maybe some white trash or some black guy that's retarded, and they'll make that like towns of people and say, yeah, those are everybody in Italy. That's everybody in Italy. They've decimated. And so when I see physical findings, now remember, only 2% of the spirit world has been able to get through to me, and some of them have been tormented and tortured for doing so. So I have to be careful with them too. And even when I find, there's a moron playing Vladivostok. Isn't that in Russia? But anyway, when I have communicated, I've only had 2% of what the others have had. So, by the way, I'm going to call the city in a couple minutes. There were some interesting people. So there was, let's see, Fat, and she was on 85th, and Beef. So let's see, around 5. I had to wait a bit, actually. I take that back. I had to wait at the 85th area. How many minutes? 6 minutes. 6 minutes. So I forgot the time, which is important. Head, and I must have, I stopped writing at a certain point too, 4:55. So around 5:20, somebody just took head to the left, 5:45. Head, 5:45 to the left of door. By the way, I'm going to show you where this storage room is. Now, I should not lock myself out, of course, which I'm famous for doing. Just to remember. This room, I hear people in there now. And there should never be anyone in here. But they're, and the management's in on it, and they gave my keys away as soon as I'd signed the lease, or before. They had them ready. And my trouble started 13 years ago. I had told about enough. There was a dirty cop involved. Then too, bad cop, and some bad. and I've had trouble sort of ever since then. And it grew to a head before I became homeless a few years ago when I complained about a property at Burt Gilman Place Apartments. And I've had an even worse time since then. And I complained because I had mold, and like during the winter there was frost on the inside. And it was a cute place. I didn't want to leave. I had all my stuff there, which I've since then given away a lot. And I don't bring anything here hardly at all. I've learned after 3 days you don't want to from the apartment. I'll show you. And so there's these people are so crazy they threaten to saw through. There's the bathroom. Just some clothes. And clothes, you know, it's like, well, I donate clothes, or I'll get thrift clothes, donate. Had some of my clothes ruined when they dumped acid. So here's where the room, the janitor's room, stretches to, I believe. The refrigerator, that's just scenting stuff. I have to get rid of that because there's an inspection. It's and there's a whore making decrees, or one of the bums, by the way. He's in the smoking area, I'll call it, in his apartment, it sounds like. Now, this is where they love to hang out, in that area, because the water's there. And they've actually bragged that they put semen, urine, fecal, and they burned me. And the weekend it smelled so bad, that actually is when I had the burned hands. I had burned them slightly with some water that I was going to make tea out of. It was a really bad tea kettle, and it just burned the heck out of me. But not really deep enough to warrant the bleaching. And see, normally when someone burns themselves like me, you get a pink scar for a while, and then it possibly fades after a while. But this, you know, these are white. I hear some of the morons in the behind the sink, and I think it's a fat guy. He's about 5'9". He's very ugly, and he's bald. And they're talking about abduct you, and they think they're gonna take brains so that they can put it on you, so you'll abduct me. Get them all to abduct me. Now, fat guys. He likes to wear a black hoodie, thinks he's really tough. He was behind me today, and then there was a black guy that's light, kind of like golden range, like, you know how some people have a yellow tone, and then, well, in the sun at least, and then there was a guy who's bent over because he's so tall with dreads. I think they thought they'd show me a show of toughness today. Well, I'm getting pretty mean, and I just, I act kind of different these days. I'm not going to put up with crap from bums. So there's chest and head. The zombies like to eat etheric bodies and souls, by the way. And they like to eat them, and they like to torture, and they wanted to defile anything that was good. Like, you know, if someone was angelic or like an angel, they love to rape it and brag about it. And the thing in the wall, the fat bastard, is cracking my head and eating it. So they talk about reversals all the time. So what would be the reversal to that? Well, my head could crack him and eat him. How about that? Get out of there. Oh, and I talk about people. Just because you say, oh, there can't be people here. Well, these bastards in the U.S. had access to incredible amounts of psychic, and, you know, and I call it psi, actually. Paranormal powers that you wouldn't even know about. And they just took head, and I'm the only one who had chakras. I'm the only one who had an aura. And so, oh, darn, I forgot to get some milk. Oh, well. So I'm the only one who had access. And I had that stolen from me. At 13 years ago, when I informed on the meth lab, I was being poisoned. One of the favorite things for the Bloods that they've done to me is to poison my water, so I'd be bathing in meth lab chemicals. And I had the shakes because of what they were putting in my shampoo and water. I also smelled dead, rotten. And these bums are into, quote, consecrated. But guess what I figured out about consecration? And by the way, they tried to pretend I was Satan. And they tried to commit crimes. They still do it. And then they pretend it's me. But guess what I figured out? They're bums. They can't consecrate. They're retardos. When I woke up, most people were 80 IQ or less. There's another bum in the wall. He's just saying, shut this bitch up. You're just bums. You cannot influence anyone now. You're not, you're going to all get yourselves harmed. And see, I am actually, they steal my brain and my chakra all the time. I'm very creative. I can sing a song, and it's like a new song. Nobody's ever made it or written it, but I'm singing it, and I know it. I'm making it up right then, just like you're talking. Just like someone's talking. I'm artistic, and apparently, you know, they have none of their own power stuff. You need to discredit any people from the U.S., especially the last 20 years. And what you need to also discredit them, you can't even worry about people in history because they ruined them. It might be some bum pretending to be somebody. So the best and most merciful thing for the spirit world is to become dust. But the last at least 13 years, the bums in the U.S. have stolen ideas from everyone. And there's a bum keeps saying, I want this bitch in submission. And see, they act in tandem, so you hear the same crap over and over and over. Like, get this bitch up. It's a zombie crap. They really don't have their own brain. There's a mechanism that wants to preserve zombie at all costs. And they even will have the spirits change. They took back and they took chest, try to clean actually. Because I have to do a certain amount of cleaning now instead of getting more time. I'd rather clean and have, oh, and they're playing I'm Radiant. So it's an ugly fat guy who's a rapist, by the way, and a child molester. These people have bragged about child molesting and boasted about molesting people in the spirit world, and they want to be raped, but they steal his chakras. And they felt they could renew themselves as angels. That's what he wants too. No, you're not going to do anything. You're bombs, and they're playing a couple of you. So that's another thing they like doing, is making fake people that go back and ruin history. Maybe they'll play 10,000 games and cheat and ruin 10,000 people, or blow up people that we like. I think they've got chakra in a motorcycle. I think he does because I can hear him. They're playing all day misery for them. So what we're going to do, actually, you're going to hear me curse some of these people, all of them actually. And anything you did to any of my favorites, I'm going to do to all of yours and you. And am I threatening to kill him or, threatening violence? No, this is a threat of psi attack like they're doing to me. It's a dirty bum, and they gave people powers in the spirit world that were dirty, filthy bums. And so some of these people have actually appeared as angels. One of them's playing Listen to Me. They want to play Listen to Me. Why wouldn't anyone listen to bums? Playing Bathroom. They like to play Your Bathroom. I had a gold. Somebody's talking about a gun, and 557. Is that the same car? car zombie, and I can hear him, and they just took chest. So when you hear the cars stopping and you hear them, they're talking with the neighbors. They're trying to get chakras. Now I've got a curse. Excuse me. They're playing heart attack. Heart attack. So they think they're going to heart attack. Heart attack, huge ball, Fatty says. And he's a rapist. And head cracking. Head cracking. Heart attack. Oh, and Bum's playing Lisa Won't Listen to Me. You're nobody. There's nobody in U.S. that has authority. There's nobody who has authority over me in witchcraft. There's no authority. I don't have to listen to Bums. They're zombie dirt. All they did is they also, somebody wanted me to be like a big one in the spirit world, and so these Bums have used me for intent. A spirit just strode confidently toward me to get me. Another one shot me in the U district. A lot of head blowing off. 558. They wanted to shut me up because they're Satanists. They did Satan's dirty work. He glorified morons, and then the U.S. tried to cover up what they did. They destroyed history thoroughly. Ovary, and they played Six of You. They always play that. They played Had all day. And even if there was anyone left, they made it so I couldn't see them and access them. I see spirits, but not even probably 2% of what I should have seen. And they're cracking my back. And by the way, they put curses on all of you in the U.S., and they've attacked all of you as they've attacked me. They've done everything to you. They've broken you down as they attacked me, and they've broken themselves down. Now I'm going to go, and they're playing Paycheck. They always like to pretend there's some sort of relationship that doesn't exist. Now I'm going to tell them about some interesting things that happened today. And I will be on, and cracking my head, she's playing. She's in this room where she shouldn't be. Scratches all over me because glass was dumped in here. They tried to cover up the crime and pretended I had zits. I'm 50-some years old. You don't get zits usually at 50. You don't even have a blackhead sometimes. And I have a very good reason not for having zits. They just did chest. They're playing girlfriend. Excuse me first. So I'll be back on later.